Alright, hello, this is Destro Star as I go by on the Zombasite forums, and I'm just making a quick little video here to talk about my recent gameplay experience and maybe provide a little bit of insight and feedback. Alright, so let's go ahead and just start up the game, just load it up real quick and show. So I finally made it to level 100. I did an Archer Blackguard. I didn't randomize it, I actually picked it. I went to a level 200 area and suicided, but you know, it's whatever. I'm gonna talk about that more later, but I just suicided because I was pretty much done with the character. Like, this is Ultimate 200. I'll go to Ultimate 200 once the game is actually out of early access, and some of the stuff that I'm gonna talk about is hopefully changed/fixed. So just show my stats. Not really that much armor. It's okay. Decent, decent, blah blah blah. I mean, nothing too ridiculous. Other stats. I'll show my gear in a sec too. 618%. Yeah, gear's okay. This is all level 100 gear, by the way. This is all stuff from level 100 areas. I didn't actually work my way up to here, so that's pretty good. Oh, let me show this stuff too, and then it'll be good. So, you know, level 23 lightning area, bow mastery, projectile mastery, orb of despair, and plague touch. So I've got all that stuff. Oh, and traits, of course. Got superhero, these three, and these three. Okay, so that's a pretty good overview of all the stuff I've got. You can see here all my backpacks, everything. This is, you know, good character, good bow, everything. So let's just show a little gameplay. The reason I'm making this video is because I don't want to upload all of these videos. As you can see, they're all really long. I don't know what the total is, 19. It's like almost 200 megabytes. I mean, not megabytes, 200 gigabytes. Alright, I'm just gonna start with the Let's Play one, just show a little bit of the gameplay. Started it off at level 9. I'm beatboxing. I'll just beat that right now. I beatbox. So yeah, okay. Ignore the other videos there. Just a little bit of gameplay. I start off at level 9. I go out, you know, and play normal. Struggle. Early game struggle is real. You just poison arrow everything. One shots most things, but except for, you know, of course, the sergeants and lieutenant. Well, not lieutenants, just sergeants and stuff. But you know, good damage overall. Early game with poison arrow. One of the best early game abilities in terms of just raw scaling. So that's why I always level with it if I'm using a bow character. Just go forward a little bit. It's not really too exciting here. I was using lightning arrow there. I think I go back to using poison arrow in this character. Yeah, living the struggle early game, always. Starts getting a little easy around here. Maybe. Nope. Actually, it didn't start getting easy until about level 20, I'm thinking. Just gonna skip forward a little bit more. Nothing too exciting. Normal gameplay. Blah blah blah. Underground. I'll get to why I'm doing all this. I'm showing these gameplay videos in a second. This is also just to prove that, you know, I just actually made these videos. I actually played the game all the way from level 9 at least, legit. Just a lot of gameplay. Okay, so I should be, yeah, I should be doing pretty well around this point. The reason you start doing well around level 20-ish is because you start getting multiple projectiles. As you see, I'm using multiple projectiles on most of my hits. I don't know what the exact stats are, of course, but like you see, it's just two-shot them. Lightning arrow damage starts to get pretty decent just from the levels compared to monster health. So that's when you start hitting, power spikes around there. Still a little bit of a struggle. The big thing you need is early game, well, even late game is mana regen. Unless you do a crit build, which there's really no point in doing. I mean, late game you can do it easily, but I didn't really get around to doing that. I ended up suiciding. Like, if I was going for the 200 clear, level 200 area clear, I would probably um, deal with the crit. So yeah, just still a little bit more gameplay. Just wanna show a little bit more. Boom, half his health. 3 shots. So, not too ridiculous. Let's go to the Let's Play 3. It doesn't start getting too ridiculous until I get a good bow. It'll probably pop up eventually. Oh, look at that. I went right to it. So yeah, I got a bow called Death Now at level 34. And that bow is, well, it's really good. If you know the way that bows in the game are, 90 damage at level 34 is really sick. So most of the top tier bows that you can get around this level will be like 50 damage. Maybe even lower. If I'm not remembering properly, but the disadvantage of the bow is that I had mana on hit with my previous bow, but this one it gives mana, so it kind of works out. It's a good trade-off. See, I got the mana still. If you pause there, I hovered over it. See, I just got a little bit more. But once I get this bow, that's when it's pretty much over. It's when you start just face rolling the game. 2-shot in almost everything, but 1-shot in anything that doesn't have like good mods. So yeah, just keep going through. Not too exciting on the gameplay here. Just leveling up. Just getting stronger, of course. Again, I'm showing these as an alternative to actually making, like, uploading 200 gigabytes of video. I was learning all these traits and stuff I want to get. When I hit level 42, 41 was my highest level character. Level 42, you can see I've just one-shot in Templars at this point. Really, the balance of the game starts to get a little silly in terms of damage with the bow. The multiple projectiles and lightning arrow. I'm gonna again talk about all that stuff in a little bit. This stuff is boring. You could skip it, but I'd like to just show this a little bit of gameplay video. How long are we at? 8 minutes. Not too bad. I'll probably be like a 30-minute video. Once I get done talking about everything. Boom. 2-shot. Oh, 3-shot. I'm still not 1-shot and everything? Damn. I thought it was 1-shot and everything at this point. I'm just checking out his relics. See what the power level. Am I 1-shot? Okay, I was 1-shotting them. And I had projectiles left over. I like to test my DPS out on the Hearthstones. Just moving my NPCs around. Pretty strategic. It's important that you move them around. Not for the happiness bonus, just so they don't suicide by themselves. At level 50, I'm pretty sure I was just really absolutely 1-shot and everything. Oh, this is the 9-hour video. Okay, so in this 9 hours, this is where I go from, I play all night, and I hit level 100, so, yeah. A lot of tears. Some places I accidentally vendored a large backpack, scavenged a large backpack. It was a bit sad. It's later on in the video, though. Or maybe it's not at this point. 58. I'll start really blowing through the levels after a while. I'm just going to show some of this. Really see what my damage is like at this point. Boom. 11,000 crits. Oh, this is when I have my second bow upgrade. Maybe I'll try and find it when I get it. That's still death now. Or is it no? Because I can tell about the way that the bow looks. When did I get the second bow upgrade? I don't even know. I was doing 11,000 until I got the second bow upgrade. Let's see. I didn't see my damage on that. Let's get a little bit. Just need to see my damage. Okay, so I don't have the second bow yet. They look really similar. I can at least tell by the art. It's not this. Okay, that's the new bow right there. That has to be. It's got like more curves. Let's see the damage. When I'm playing, I use the mini map a lot. That helps me. Okay, so that's not the new bow yet. So I didn't get my second ring until like level 51. Really excited by that. I'm glad I started typing because I knew I would go back and do this. Yeah. Let's see. Just annihilating towns there. Oh well, I guess we'll just. I already showed what my bow looks like in the other video, so it's not really that big a deal. Just keep going. Show a little bit. Finish it off. This one I have Scavenger, of course. Just face rolling through the game. The ridiculous piles of loot. Oh, when I was out here, I was having a blast out here. There were a lot of sprinters. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, I was going nuts on this part. I think. Guess not. Should we... maybe around here? I don't know. If I keep looking for it, I'm never going to find it. This video is too long. I didn't really like write it down either. I know I have my bow upgrade here because I did 32,000. It's, yeah, 50,000 hits. Let's go ahead, just keep going. Level 84. By the time I was like level 70, I just skipped ahead to like the level 100 area. When I was level 80, I went to level 100 area because I just wanted a challenge. I'm just I'm solo raiding towns at this point. I was doing that even earlier, I think. Let's see. That's my town. Jeez, such a small little. Okay, here we go. This is some good gameplay video of me solo raiding a town. See, minions are really super fast in the in-game. Then there should be a movement speed cap on them. I'm able to survive all of this because the scavenger trait is super good in towns because most of these guys have some kind of buff in the clan. So it's like almost everybody in the clan has at least one buff. So when you have like 30 people, you kill 30 people in one hit. You get 30 different buffs, and it just makes you really strong, and it gives you a lot of DPS and everything. I mean, I don't need DPS, but you get more DPS. So, yeah, I was capping out at around like 100,000. Just healed for no reason. I absorb. The thing is, you absorb like a perk like Giant or anything that increases your health, and it makes you think, oh, I just lost half my health, but now you actually just gain like double health. So it's a little deceptive. Just still murdering a level 100 town solo right now. Level 80, no big deal. I don't think what I'm doing right now is particularly impressive compared to like other people. I'm sure the other people on the forum are doing ridiculous stuff as well, but again, this is just my perspective. Alright, so we'll skip ahead. Obviously, farmed for a while. Oh, that's okay. That's me solo raiding again. I solo raided a lot of towns because you get a lot of experience off of the towns too, killing the people. Just doing level 100 areas for the XP. Some more solo raiding. And at the end, I was doing a lot of inventory management. Which was near the very, very end when I hit level 100. I was gonna play like legit in the level 100 run, and then I like realized I was like, oh, you can go up to level 200 areas, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I'll just not worry about that at all. Like, yeah, I was really surprised. Like, you go to level 200. I saw it in the assets files. I was modding, the higher ultimate level difficulty levels, but I didn't think that they were actually in the game. So I go out, like, kill a little bit, and oops, let's go back. Yeah, like when I do this, I play legit for like a minute. See, like level 120 area, and I'm like, oh no, like no, no, I'm good. I like decide on this instantly. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead to level 200. I don't really want to play through all the middle areas, and the reason why is because I want to do another level 100 run when the game's actually out of early access, and I also want to beat it with different difficulty mods if I'm gonna go that high. So I'm not even gonna bother like taking a character legit up to level 200 area, like getting all the gear and the people in my town to support that run. It's just not something I'm interested in. Um, so yeah, I killed my character off. I mean, I honestly, when I first went in, I didn't think I was like gonna just get one shot by a lightning bolt, but I did. So that's what happened. I wasn't salty at all. It's like, okay, well, I knew that there's a huge damage modifier on those guys, and it's a level 200 area, so not really surprised that I died. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the gameplay. I showed my stats because I was going to upload the video, and then it's like, nah. So yeah, that's the end of that. As you can see, so this is my game world. Well, okay, let's see what time this is on the video. Okay, 1821. So yeah, that's the end of all of that. Let's talk about my actual gameplay experience, and I'll give my balanced feedback for as a whole on the game. My thoughts on a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and just talk about the early game. I'll just start even before that. We'll just talk about my build. So I picked Archer, Blackguard. In my opinion, this at least at the time, I thought that this was the most overpowered combination in the game. Why is that coming up again? It was gone. Now it's okay. There we go. So I still think it's really powerful. And honestly, you could probably beat level 200. Like you could work your way up to level 200 and beat it with this character. I just, I didn't. So with this character, Archer Blackguard, in my opinion, just the most overpowered. That's what I was going for. I wanted to just get level 100 by any means necessary on hardcore, and this was the character that did it. Now, why do I think that the Archer Blackguard is the most overpowered combination? It's really just the synergies between multiple projectiles, on-hit abilities, and the implicit stun of Shock Bolt. So, Shock Bolt is nuts because it has the 20% chance of a stun, and it completely scales on weapon damage. So the duration of the stun is 3 seconds flat. It can be refreshed immediately after the stun expires. So you could just stun lock anything in the game basically with this. But at the end game, like you saw, it didn't even matter because I was one-shot. It's also an ability that has a 20% damage scaling increase, which is really good. I mean, that's premium. That's the best you can get. There aren't many more that have better scaling uh, in the game. And yeah, I think nothing goes above 20. There may be like a 25 I'm not thinking about, but yeah. So you get shot bow, you get bow mastery, and you get projectile mastery. I'm pretty sure that these are all multiplicative, so you get like 400% times 110%, so that's like 800% times 130%, so it's like 1,600%, and then you get the strength bonus, so it's like times 149%, so you get a whole bunch of multiplicative bonuses, and that's how you end up doing like 13k hits up to like 100k crushing blow crits and stuff. So yeah, just the damage for that, and then you get Aura of Despair. This is just constant permanent damage reduction, really super good for everything in melee, everything melee in the game at all. As an archer, even even though you're mostly ranged, this is good early game. It's not get one shot. At least that's what I thought. It really actually. I'll talk about that more. But this ability I don't think is as necessary as I thought it was. This ability is super overpowered. As soon as you proc it, well, basically an enemy just loses half of its health. So minus 46% vitality is almost half of their health. So it just destroys everything, and that really contributes to the one-shot factor of the build. So just going over the abilities a little bit more. Obviously, superhero, really strong. Food doesn't become it's like never a problem late game. Point blank is overpowered as fuck. Always try and get this almost as fast as possible, like around level 20-ish again, because 100% more damage at point blank range, and the damage drops the further it goes. In Path of Exile, it used to be the damage would drop all the way to 0%, but I think it's like get changed to 50%. I haven't played PoE in a while, but like in this game, this 100% more damage drops down to like 0%. Well, it's not 0% more, but like the bonus is 0% more, so it doesn't reduce your damage by anything. There's no penalty with this. That's what I'm saying. Like, so in like PoE, if something's like way out here and you try to attack it, you'll do half damage. But like in this game, if you attack something from way out here, you're only doing minus. Oh, there isn't even like a damage penalty, so you just do full damage still. So it's just, in my opinion, this is just completely broken. Pierce is decent in like the mid game, but I realized that this is actually not that good late game because I think maybe it's bugged. I don't know. I'd have to like test it. Well, I can't test it more. I would have to test it more, but I'm not, like, I can't anymore because my character's dead. But when you shoot out like 6 projectiles or whatever, only 1 pierces, and they all like hit. You shoot out 6 projectiles in like a crazy arc, and it looks like a bullet hell shooter game. And yeah, they don't necessarily all even hit the target even before like dodge and stuff is calculated. Like they'll actually hit walls and stuff, and I don't know. It's just not that good late game in my experience, but it's good mid game because you can hit multiple targets, which you need to do a lot. Killing Spree is, I don't know, I just kind of got it late game. I can't really say how good it is because, again, got it like late. I just got it for extra damage, but supposedly 100% skill damage. Okay, I was already one-shot and everything, but I just got it, so I can't really comment on it too well. Alchemist is really balanced, probably one of the most balanced traits on this tree. It's just 100% boost, 200% reuse time, just good. good and bad. I mean, it's just balance, in my opinion. Pain delay is broken because converts the damage to overtime, which is obviously what it says, which is just intrinsically broken. When I first got this ability, I expected the damage over time to be like over 3 seconds or over 2 seconds, or something like really low. And then I was like, got hit, and I saw the debuff, and it says damage for 10 seconds. I'm like, really? It takes damage and converts it to damage over 10 seconds for only a 20% more damage? Honestly, if this ability did 100% more damage, but over 3 seconds, it would probably still be overpowered in my opinion, because especially in the early game, the potential to get one shot, like the early mid game, even late game, it's less so late game, but early mid especially, um, the random renegades and stuff, the syndicate rogues, the evil druids that are shapeshifted, they can all just like straight up one shot you from full health. Like you could just have like 1,000 health and they'll just kill you in like one hit or 2 hits if they attack fast and you don't move away fast enough. Like, yeah, so the fact that this is over 10 seconds is just straight up ridiculously overpowered. This is the one ability that makes me confident that if in the state of the game as it is right now, I could probably, actually now I'm thinking about how did I get one shot in a level 200 area with pain delay? I don't know what the hell happened there. I got super destroyed. I don't even know. I'm kind of curious how I I had like what, I think I was rocking like after all my buffs like 2,200 health, and if it's, man, it must have did like 20,000 damage. What? Oh, there's no way. I don't know, but I'll go over that later. I guess I'll think about that myself. So yeah, but as I was saying, pain delay, like I think I could play like with any difficulty modifiers on just because of this, because it makes it so that you can react to any damage. Like you can just pause the game, and then there's so many ways to escape. You can use a teleport stone. If you get a victory, you can use the victory to exit the area without the penalty, the experience penalty, or you can just leave the area with and get the experience penalty. Because this game is really forgiving in regards to like you can just basically leave any dangerous situation at any time. Like, and pain delay makes it so that you're never gonna get one shot, so you can just like escape anything, guaranteed. So I think that this ability, if I could like actually have one balance related change, like a serious balance related change, this is pain delay. I'm gonna go over another balance related change that's probably is not as bad as this, but it's still pretty bad. So yeah, pain delay needs to get like super nerf stick. Scavenger is just for fun. I was really happy that it didn't diminish the effect of potions. I think that this ability would be more punishing. I mean, it's good. It's just a nice for fun ability. But the minus 75% health regen doesn't matter. The health regen in this game is like kind of poop. There's no ability that you can get in a passive tree that's like plus 10% health regen per level, or like plus 30% health regen a level, and gives like a passive like 0.1% health regen. Like you're never gonna have a character that, I mean, you can get a character that's regenerating like 30 health a second, but when stuff is hitting for like 200 a hit, like that doesn't do anything. I mean, I guess it's good for mitigating poisons and random shits, but I don't know. So yeah, scavenger just for fun. Penalty might as well not even exist. Just might as well take that off. But I think that it would be more punishing if it had like anti-synergy with alchemist. If it made it so that health potions and maybe mana potions, I don't know, they don't have as much benefit. Like maybe 80% reduced effect or 50% something. Or that might even be something good to put on pain delay as a nerf. Like healing potions do 50% less effect, because it's the other thing. You take a big hit and you just pop a potion and you just out regen everything. Um, so yeah, that's my pretty much the general um, overview of just the abilities and balance. Again, Shock Bolt just really strong and it scales well with damage versus multi-projectiles. Good traits help fortify damage. Gonna talk about the next ability in a game that is completely broken. It's called Hardiness. This is an absolutely absurd buff, and the reason why is because it just makes the early game completely cake. I actually, when I started playing the game, I have a macro, right? And I just run this macro. I go into the relations screen and I look at the stats of one person and the second person, and if neither of them have hardiness, then I just hit F12 and it kicks them, and yeah, it takes me all the way out, makes a new area. Selects area level, depending on whatever I want, and yeah, I get 2 new people. So I just re-roll until I get hardiness. And in this case, I got bravery. Yeah, it's ideal if it's just hardiness by itself, because then the person will put all their skill points into it, and it'll have a strong higher level, especially early game. But I mean, regardless, just having it is more than enough, because 40 vitality at like level 10 is just broken. It really is. So that is the second candidate for the most needed to be nerfed thing of this game. This ability combined with Pain Delay just completely trivialize all parts of the game. But again, well, all parts of the early game. But again, like, I saw that the Death Knight has the, or whatever, let me see. I had a guy in my clan get this ability. Unholy Vitality. This ability actually seems really strong. He had like 180% Vitality. I saw that Tridgely or whatever. I don't know how you would say his name. And I don't even remember it per se. I don't have internet on this computer, so I can't check either. But he does Dark Templar Shapeshifter on his loner character. And I think he uses Unholy Armor. I imagine, because he has really good armor in his screenshots, like 1,300, so I imagine he's using that. But me personally, I'd probably use Unholy Vitality. Just different situations. I mean, different preferences, and maybe, again, like, maybe Unholy Armor is good in mid-game. I would just have to test. But I think that the strength and vitality on this has the potential to be, like, really overpowered. And these guys can use capes, man, I didn't even know. They can use shields and capes, wow. Well, the shield doesn't matter, but the capes are a big deal, because my character couldn't use capes. I was using this. No, I was using this Blackguard. I might make it just a raw Death Knight on my next character. I think that, there's a lot of potential to just have a really strong character. I don't know. I really want to play around with Charge. This ability seems like it'd be really good. I saw when you level it up, reuse time goes down and duration increases, so I don't know. There's a few fun things, but regardless, let's load this character back up. I think I covered most of the main things that I wanted to talk about. So, even if I didn't get the 2 good bows, I did get lucky. I did get 2 really good bows at relatively early levels, like level 60 something, 63. Got a decent bow, and of course, surely at like level 34, I had a decent bow drop. Not decent, like tier 1 bow drop. So, yeah, I think the character is just really strong overall. Some traits need nerfed, some abilities need nerfed. But again, some other abilities are really strong, so maybe not. I'll just talk about 2 more things. See how long this video is. No, I don't want to go on forever, even though I probably will. So the first thing is the cast time / attack speed of weapons. Something that kind of, like, it's so weird. Like, you have abilities like Shock Bolt, and it's like classified as like an attack spell. Like every ability in the game is like an attack spell. So what it is it has this time associated with it, and like I tried to get cast speed, like cast time, right? I could cast lightning bolt, but I don't like it didn't seem to do anything. So I still even at this point don't even understand how it works. But it's so weird that you can have a bow that attacks so fast, but then you have to be restricted to the slow speed of this. I think it would be a lot better for the game, from a balance perspective, um, and a logical perspective. To just have like this time be associated with your weapon speed. I mean, it just makes sense, like, in my opinion. And I can understand if there's, like, balance concerns, but if there's balance concerns, just reduce reduce the strength of abilities. Because what happens is, when the time stays static like this, the mana needed never, like, it increases every time you level up the ability, but the mana needed never becomes, like, a huge issue. Because, I mean, it goes up, but, like, you cast it every 1 second, and I'm regenerating 37 mana a second. But if I was casting this 4 times a second, right, then I'd be using like 100 mana a second. I'd really have to like factor in, like, work out how to fulfill the mana needs. Like with this build, I just get the mana regeneration, and that takes care of it. So yeah, I just think that's something that is a little bit unintuitive with the game. I kind of don't like it either, but I mean, every ability does it. I'm sure it's like an integral part of the game. Unlikely to get changed, but I just think it's really strange how like physical abilities have times like that, and then like cast time isn't affecting it. Probably affects spells, but I don't know. I don't really know how lightning damage influences the damage of this spell. We could talk about tooltips a little bit here. So yeah, this is 400% damage, but like it doesn't describe like how much of that damage is lightning. Like, for example, Path of Exile, use lightning arrow. It says it's half lightning damage, half physical. Is this all lightning damage, or is this all physical? I don't know. I don't know if it's even worth it to get lightning damage modifiers on my gear. I tried testing it. I didn't like get any noticeable results. So I don't know. I think description there would be a little better. Exploding arrow kind of like just doesn't say if it does the weapons based damage on it when you attack. So it's kind of like, again, you just kind of don't know what damage it's doing. I used this ability, it did really good damage. I think it's doing the weapon damage every time you hit with each arrow, like the base weapon damage, and then it does the explosion damage on top. But again, it doesn't say that. So, and like you just don't get, I don't know, like, is the explosion damage have a little bit of the weapon damage in it too? I couldn't tell that either. So again, just a little bit of clarity there would be useful. There's another ability. I made a video. Just go over this really fast. This is damage issues. So I'm just trying to just mute it. Just go ahead. So I have this weapon. The basic idea of this video is that I'm not doing like any damage at all with this character. I don't know if this is specific to the ability I was using. It's the gladiator ability or whatever. But yeah, Berserk. Yeah, 85% increased physical. I go over this really fast. All this damage. Gladiator, Blackguard. And yeah, I mean, he's 2 levels higher than me. He can't have that much more armor. I doubt he's using plate. And I'm pretty much maxed on armor. Every piece of gear has. Like, I'm using crystal to get as much armor as possible on every piece of gear. I now know that's probably false, and he probably has this super insane amount of armor. So I do want to put this just to get like clarification. If the reason why I'm not doing damage here is because I'm not piercing his armor enough, rather than thinking it's a bugged ability. I still think that the damage might be a little bit bugged, because I should be doing more damage, but the armor comparison here is there. Probably false. I know the NPCs get armor boost now.
So, I don't know, like, percent. I shouldn't be hitting for 24. I should be hitting for like 38. So that was a crit.
Yeah, okay. So the big thing I'm explaining is that with my strength combined with the physical damage buff on my actual skill, I should be doing a lot of damage, and I'm
You'll see.
going like 11. And that's with 4 armor debuffs on it.
12, 14, like what is that?
So yeah, as you can see from that, it's just small little damage issue. I don't know if that's specific to Berserk. I know on the tooltip it says it may just do less damage on hit, but I don't think it should be doing that little damage at all. So that might be something worth checking out. The targeting issues are just, I mean, it's you could play around it a little bit. I just made a video about how, you know, when you click onto something, it like locks onto it. Like I click on the monster and then like I'm left clicking, and you can see how like I can't move. I think this is a really annoying behavior when you play a summoner. I think I get a really I try to take it as far as possible a couple times. So yeah, it's just showing it lasts for quite a while. You can go all the way up there. Like, you can't click all the way up there. That's why I was talking about targeting. I think that's like definitely it's a huge problem. Again, I work around it because I'm playing an archer character. I'm ranged, so I don't have to like worry about that too much. But yeah, whenever you're just like playing any kind of summoner, or you know, if you're playing melee, for example, and you're trying to like maneuver between mobs, that's like really difficult. So I just, you know, it's the targeting issue video. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, let's see, I can't remember. I should have probably wrote a note. I'll think about it for a sec. Perhaps I'll remember. Perhaps I won't. I think it had something to do with abilities, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure I covered like almost everything in terms of balance. Let's see. Shockbolt went over the time conundrum, I guess you'd say. I don't know. I'm gonna pause the video and think. I don't even know how to pause videos. It should be like there's no pause. Damn, such bad design. I gotta go to the hotkeys and figure out how to pause. Hotkeys. Oh, there is no pause. Okay. Perhaps I should use a different program. Well, whatever. If I had anything else I could say, I didn't find any greater rooms at all in this whole run. I think they should be a little bit more common above ground. I think I found one not. I think I found like one non-lesser area. As a, I had like got really excited in the video. Level 51, as you saw. Didn't get a ring until level 51. I think that perhaps I did get a lot of set necklaces, surprisingly, but I think perhaps the drop rate on elite and legendary gear could maybe get a tiny little buff. I don't know. Maybe that's pushing it too far. Maybe I did get extremely unlucky. I mean, I did play most of the game without a bag. I didn't really emphasize that in the video. I went to like level 30 or some crap. I went really far with crappy bags. See, I have crappy bags there. Level 17. Could cast shield if just curious. Oh. Whoops. I got another one. What level was I? Level 26. I got another 4 pouch. I don't know. I guess I'll just end it here. If I remember anything else, I'll just write it down because I'm just rambling at this point as I try and struggle to remember the last thing I wanted to bring up. So yeah, that's the overall state of the balance of the game, in my opinion. It's a really fun game. Had a lot of fun with this run. I think overall the balance is pretty solid until the end game, where you just start face rolling. Oh, I remember. I was going to talk about multiple projectiles. There we go. I'm glad I started talking about the balance of the end game. So, a big thing also with the game that should seriously get considered changed, and this is something that Path of Exile, they changed quite a long time ago, rather early in their game development. It's the fact that when you shoot out multiple projectiles, every projectile has a chance to roll for every different attribute. So, for example, dodge, deflection, parry, crit, stunning blow, like all that stuff gets rolled independently for each projectile. And same goes for like proc abilities and like on hit abilities. So like mana on hit, life on hit, like all that kind of stuff. And it gives you, you know, a lot of consistency, which is kind of bad and overpowered for the sake of the balance of the game. Again, this is just I'm just using Path of Exile as a reference, but they changed it because it's like when you have guaranteed crits. Well, actually, no, that was for cast on crit that they had to change it for crit. They ended up changing it with like pretty much everything. And the reason why is just again, you just get more consistency. Like, yeah, your attack, 32% chance to my actual chance was a lot more realistic than that, but 32% chance to hit. Okay, yeah, but if you shoot out 10 projectiles and you have, 3 are going to hit on average. So I mean, for someone like me that's one shot and everything with just one projectile at level 100, you only need one to hit, so you don't need as much attack, and then you don't need as much crit because you just have 3 projectiles going out. So this is like 50% chance that at least one's gonna crit, roughly. That's 42%, but you get the idea. It's just a consistency issue. Makes it too easy to just get a little bit of everything going and make your character stronger. Every hit should crit, or every hit shouldn't crit. Every hit should be a crushing blow or not. Like, and then that just makes it so that if you don't roll any of that stuff, like stunning blow, crushing blow, or any of that, like you almost that was okay. I didn't even explain that. I feel like I just missed a big part. That's a big reason why lightning arrows or shock bolt's so good, because that 20% chance to stun gets rolled for every projectile. So you get a really high chance, like, of stunning everything. So when you have 600% chance, you have 7 projectiles. That's 20% plus, like, 20% times, what, 1.2 times 1.2 times 1.2. Like, it does that. Well, I don't know. I forget the exact math. What is it? I had it worked out before, but I didn't prepare it for this video. There's 7 of them, so you'd, like, divide 100 by 7. And then you would do 1 times 100 divided by 7. You would do that 7 times. So whatever that final value is, that would be the amount of chance that you have to stun. And it turns out that there's a really high chance to stun. It's up above 90%. So you pretty much stun lock everything. And again, with the one-hit synergies, I kind of said it before, but it says the 25% chance to use on successful hit. Yeah, if you shoot out 6 projectiles, it's pretty much always gonna proc. I mean, everyone has a 1 in 4 chance, so excuse me, just 4 projectiles is almost guaranteed. And 6 is super guaranteed. So yeah, I think multiple projectiles should roll everything in 1 hit. I was gonna talk a little bit about the balance of the game too. I think multiple projectiles is a little bit overpowered. But it might just be the fact that point blank combined with multiple projectiles is overpowered. I'm not particularly sure, because I know that two-handed swords and stuff can roll a lot higher base damages and attack speeds than bows, like the bigger weapons. But the thing is that, like, as I was saying before, when you've got 6 projectiles, melee abilities, they don't really have anything going for them. A lot of them have they have attack time, but attack time is useless because, as I said before, it doesn't synergize with any abilities, because every ability requires, like, it just has time. So let me see. I'm trying to find the one ability. Like this ability right here, Feeding Strike. This ability would be so fucking good if that attack time influence the time of Death Strike or like any ability in the game, but because this attack time only influences auto attack time, it's trash. It's garbage. Like it's useless. Like I honestly I would consider using a Reaper with my Archer just because of how strong this ability, like the potential it has. So, but again, like I use it in practice and it just doesn't influence. Like the idea with this ability, I would just think it would synergize with itself. Like you use the ability, kill a monster, you get more attack time. That makes using this ability stronger because it's called Feeding Strike. Blah blah blah. It just kind of makes sense, like the whole idea. But then you go and you use it, and it doesn't influence its own attack speed. And it's just I don't know. So again, I think with melee abilities, it might already be in a fine place. You know, attack time, like just putting that on some abilities, like, or, you know, making the time to use an ability, like 1.2 seconds, that time, influencing it with attack time, is probably fine on a lot of melee abilities. Um, but for, like, an ability like Ranger, you would have to nerf Shock Bolt to, like, 5% damage level just to make it balance. I don't know. I think, personally, Shock Bolt is just completely overpowered ability in the game just because of the fact that you know, it stuns. Um, well, yeah, that stun is just so good for the single target. I don't know, the stuff still gets not stunned sometimes, but I just think, at least with the current state of the game, Shock Bolt is just really good. It's just too good compared to everything else. When abilities like Beating Strike have the potential to be like actually competitive abilities. So yeah, I went over a lot of crap with this video, man. It was long. I actually think I covered everything, and I didn't forget or skip anything. Just pretty solid feeling. Um, so I would just say the last thing I could say with the game is just, again, really fun experience. I think the balance could use a little bit more refining. Lifesteal is bugged. I can say this right now. It said when you proc it, it gives 4600% life leech per hit. So I was like healing for 10,000 every time I attacked. It's something could get fixed. It's a bug. Doors also really buggy. If I would just say completely just completely recode doors from scratch because I don't know what's going on with doors. I had like infinite crushing blow stacks on doors, multiple doors stacked on each other, infinite regeneration from the avatar dudes that come up, you know, give the AoE healing while your friendlies, the you know, the transparent avatar dudes, whatever. So yeah, that's true. Doors are super buggy, and that's pretty much all. Uh, yeah, that's cool. I won't. I mean, there's other things I could talk about. They're a little annoying, but those pretty much all the biggest things I could go over with this character. Gave a pretty good summary of my opinion on the balance of the game, balance of my character. So yeah, I'm gonna go play my modded version from now on until the release of the game, because, well, I got level 100 hardcore. I could do it with the damage mods, but I'm difficulty mods, so I want to wait until the game is, you know, out and balance is a little bit better. Oh, I do want to say this last thing, and then I will end the video. In regards to hardiness, if I could, well, let me just get to it first before I say anything. I was gonna say, with hardiness, I tried playing it on just like a straight shaman or whatever, right? But like you can get it on your NPCs. I can see why like playing a loner character, why Trigil or whatever, I forget his name. Sorry, I apologize. I can see why he plays loner for the difficulty, because like normally if you want this ability you have to pick this tree, and like this tree's just average. I mean, it's just like an average magical tree. It doesn't really give you like many perks at all. You can only use a staff, no wine. I mean, you probably aren't going to use true aim. Holy Fire has the potential to be pretty good. This has the potential to be good because it's got a long duration. The problem is just it's mostly just a super long dot. And when you compare that to something that like one shots things like Lightning Arrow rather early in the game, it's just not that good at all. So yeah, uh, this is like the only thing on the tree that's good, and I think that the fact that you can get it from an NPC in town is kind of insane. But like even just making a character that has this ability is insane. I don't know. I guess I'll just stop rambling there. Uh, so yeah, just forget I even said anything there. That's me just talking too long, and I think I just mixed my words up. But I was gonna say I think that the shaman tree is a little weak overall. Um, but I guess yeah, but I guess that it has to be weak because hardness is so good. Everything there is just mediocre. I mean the resistances are good, but everything else is mediocre. So that's that. I won't talk too much about any other balance. I think I said I'm done like 4 times, but I'll actually be done this time. Thanks for watching my video. If you watch it, sorry if it was kind of long and rambly. Man, it was an hour long, but yeah, that's my feedback on the game. And I guess only 18 minutes of it. Well, yeah, 18 minutes of it was gameplay, so it's kind of a waste. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'm out. Destro Star. Peace.